So this is going to be a little bit of an update regarding Sin City Manny wise. Apparently he turned himself in after he did what he did, unaliving Finny the Legend on YouTube Live. And now it seems like he's going to be looking to go with the self-defense argument.
Good morning, Mr. Ruiz. You were arrested for 2 counts of open murder with use of a deadly weapon. The court did find probable cause existed for your arrest. You need to hear from the district attorney's office today, and then hear from the public defender.
Your Honor, it's the state's understanding the public defender would like to pass this to the department.
That is correct, Your Honor. I would like our homicide team to handle this case personally, so we're asking for 2 days to the department.
So, Mr. Ruiz, this court will be holding you on no bail. I am going to send your case to the department that will ultimately be hearing your case going forward. And you will have your Valdez and Menace hearing at that point. That court date will be
June 12 at 8:30 in Department 14.
Thank you.
Since this has happened, there's been more information shed to light about this whole beef he had with Finny. There's been so many conflicting reports. There's some reports saying that Manny allegedly walked up to Finny's wife and maced her. For what reason? I don't know. And then there's other reports saying that Finny has been harassing Manny, who just been minding his business, talking bad about his wife, her appearance, and how he looks and dresses, like making fun of his mental health, even going as far as to try to make a joke that Manny would unalive himself if he got a 3rd strike on his channel. On top of everything else, they've been issuing out copyright strike after copyright strike against one another. And then when you look at their channel sizes, this makes no sense, because Finny had like 5K subs and Manny had like over 14,000 subs. Now, I don't know if it was a case where there was another channel that they may have had that was much bigger with both of them. But if not, and these were the only 2 channels that they had, then that just makes the crash out that much more stupid, because both of y'all are grown ass men. These men are older than me. Manny is 41. I'm 30, and I wouldn't even do half the shit that Manny did. Even though people may look at it as, oh, Manny just like being sick and tired of what Finny was doing. It don't matter what Finny did. You ain't never supposed to unalive the man. Like, it ain't that serious, let alone include his wife in the whole break. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. It's sickening. Like, both of y'all grown ass men with jobs, because I know damn well y'all not doing YouTube full time with 5K subs and 14,000 subs. I know that. And that just means that both of y'all were aspiring to be at a certain place in whatever lane y'all were doing. I don't know if it was just vlogging, whatever the fuck, just streaming, IRL streaming on YouTube. And instead of just being focused and trying to hone your craft and get to where y'all want to be, to where y'all can, and y'all ain't got to work a 9 to 5 no more. This man, Manny, just threw his whole life away and ended Finny's, leaving a young lady without a mother and father, all because of some petty internet beef. All this really does is teach people a valuable lesson of it's not that worth it. Even if it is just going to meet up and fight somebody, it's never that serious. I can understand people wanting to go fight somebody if you talking out the side of your neck and talking about somebody's girl, somebody's family and stuff like that. You taking it too far. Typically, when beefs like this start, there's typically an origin of response where somebody responded to one person and it just escalated to this point. But based on the reports, it just sounds like it started at rock bottom and they just started mudslinging. Y'all started mudslinging at rock bottom. From what it seems like, there was no indication, no clear indication of where this started from. There was no response. There was no rebuttal. There was no, oh, I'm correcting you on a few things, or I think you're wrong here, here, here. It's more so, yeah, let's just talk shit. Like, I don't understand it. I've seen some people try to claim what Finny was doing as a level of cyberbullying or bullying in general. You can't bully somebody who's 41 years old. If you still letting shit like that get to you, then I don't know what to say. Now, granted, was it wrong for Finny to say any of the things? Absolutely. Ain't nobody going to debate that. But when the person goes low, you supposed to aim high and be like, okay, I just hear you over here yapping, you know, talking shit, and that's it. Y'all, because 9 times out of 10, most internet beefs, they never end up in a fisticuff situation, or they end up meeting in person. If they do meet up in person, it's typically cordial, like a conversation being had. I can understand if somebody's crossing a few lines. When somebody crosses a few lines with you, that ought to mean that the shit ought to be over, and it ought to get to the point where if y'all just so happen to see each other in public, then y'all ought to have a conversation, a civil conversation at that, not a conversation that ends in bullets. Like, it shouldn't end that way. All in all, this is just a painful lesson that this YouTube shit, you ought to care about the brand and, you know, honing your craft more than you care about, you know, shutting somebody up talking crazy about you on the internet. If somebody makes a video about you talking crazy about you in any way, shape, or form, the best you can do is either A, not respond to them at all, just ignore them, or B, make fun of them for trying to insult you and keep it at that. At the end of the day, like, the biggest reason why these internet beefs never end up transitioning to some real life consequences is typically because of the money that's being made in between all of it. If y'all just talk shit to each other and keep it between y'all two and nobody else, ain't nobody gonna, you know, be upset about it. They were just making fun of each other and not including wives or family members or this, that, and the third, then we wouldn't even be here. Let alone have a escalation where the guy was filming himself out in Vegas looking for him. All in all, this is one hell of a sad situation. But y'all let me know what you think about this mess in the comments below. Till next time, I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.